welcome to Help Desk with Joe. This is show number 147, and we're back. It's been a little while, but gentlemen, welcome back.
It's been a few weeks.
Yeah, we had a couple of conflicting scheduling issues, which, it happens from time to time, so we take that time to kind of rejuvenate ourselves, get back into the swing of things. But here we go, show 147, we're back, and as always, with me, Justin.
Morning.
And Joseph.
Morning, fellas.
And of course, lots of good technology shows today. This being brought to you by A&M Digital Technologies, our local technology business. And lots of good stuff to talk about, as always. And this one's not surprising, but interesting, I guess. We'll have Apple story number 1 to start out with things, and then we'll have Apple story number 2 here in a little bit. So.
And there's plenty of room to make all kinds of jokes and fun of everybody involved and all parties involved today.
As always, we you bring great technological stories, news, and updates for people to help them with their daily lives, individuals, businesses, and so forth. So it's always interesting, but it's always fun when we can poke the bear a little bit with some fun tidbits and so forth. So
and we're doing a product review today.
And a product review, yeah, I like it.
And trust me, there's gonna be plenty of room to poke fun on that one.
Even better. I don't know what I'm talking about usually, but I still like making fun of stuff.
And spoiler alert, we are going to be talking about one of my one of the companies that I'm an authorized dealer for. So this may or may not get me in trouble. But I got to do what I got to do for the integrity of the show.
And we
for the people.
For the
for the people.
For the masses. Don't let the man get you down, Joe.
That's right.
All right, well, there's a lot of stuff going on out in the world today, but it's always nice to get back to our show where we help out local people and, of course, people around the state and the region and, of course, nationwide. You're international now, Joe.
Yes, we try.
And you got a lot of different balls in the air as a juggler.
Yes.
So you were just telling us some of your new stuff, so it's all exciting stuff. But let's start off with the news story of the day. Apple. Apple number 1.
Yes. Boys, Justin, I forgot to tell you before the show, get your charity buckets ready. We're going to need them.
Oh, boy. What's that number again?
Yeah.
867-5309, any area code.
Any area code you choose. Okay, I like
I
it.
keep the bucket around at all times. Just
You never know.
Well, today's going to be the day, gentlemen.
Oh, boy.
A few weeks ago, Apple announced a new iPhone. Last night, they just did some kind of big, spooky announcement. Well, I've got news that's scarier than that.
Scary Fast Mac event.
Yeah. Well, I've got even scarier news. Apple announces price increases for Apple TV Plus and other Apple subscription services. And I see Dave's mouse moving right now. I know where he's going. Any and all Apple subscription services have opted into what will cost a little extra each month, the company announced last Wednesday. Apple's price hikes follow the footsteps of other streaming service giants, and we've named them all on the show. The last time the company announced a price increase has been a really long time, guys. October of last year.
Yeah.
When they increased subscription costs of Apple TV Plus, Apple Music, and Apple One bundle, CNBC reported. So the price increase, Apple has increased prices on every Apple subscription except for Apple Music. New customers will abide by the new prices if they would like to subscribe, but existing subscribers won't see the increase until their next billing date.
They're in a bad way, gentlemen. Their stock price is up 2.7%.
Ooh!
And, they've only got a net income of $19.88 billion.
Oh, is that all?
That's it.
Just to get 2 buckets for this one, buddy.
And their revenue as of June 23, $81.8 billion. Now, that's down 1%.
Yes.
But 88.8 or 81.8 billion revenue.
Jeez.
They're in trouble. Get the bucket ready, Justin. We gotta save Apple. 81.8 billion is just not enough.
So do you guys want to see a breakdown of what the new price increases are?
Yeah.
A little more depression to your day.
I don't subscribe to any of it, so I do not have a dog in the fight.
I don't either, but
I subscribe to Netflix, which I'm unhappy with their price increase, which you went over last time.
Yes. Apple TV Plus, their current price was $6.99 a month or $69 a year, but their new price increase next month will be $9.99 per month or $99 a year.
Dang.
Yeah, they're not playing around.
Not a small hike.
No. And next up is Apple Arcade, which you could currently pay for $4.99 a month. They're going to bump that up to $6.99 a month. Or if you do the annual subscription, that price is going to stay the same.
The what app? The what?
The Apple Arcade.
What sort of subscription stays the same?
The yearly subscription on it.
Okay.
The annual subscription.
Gotcha.
Apple News Plus is currently $9.99 a month, and it's going to jump to $12.99 a month. And Apple One is currently $16.95 for an individual, $22.95 for a family, and $32.95 for Premier. That's going to jump to $19.95 for an individual, $25.95 for a family, and $37.95 for Premier.
Man, $6 increase.
Basically, anywhere from $3 to $6 across the board per month.
Yeah. That seems like a pretty big jump, but I'm not, relative to other streaming services, where's that put them, you think? I mean, roughly.
Right in line with the rest of them, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just nickel and dime you to death.
Oh, yeah. Well, when you only have $81.8 billion in revenue, it's a tough world out there, Joe.
And new product announcements just right and left.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. I've never seen a company hawk 2-year-old technology as well as they do.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. I've seen some shady yard sale deals, and you ever go to those flea markets and you're just like, man, that looks like a pretty good item, and then the seller talks it up, and you're like, why wouldn't I pay more money for, a used, slightly beat up and worn item that I probably could spend a little bit more and get something new and better, but yeah, I'll take this one.
Lipstick on a pig is what comes to my mind.
And I always walk away feeling extremely satisfied with my savvy work there in purchasing. So, yeah, You're welcome, Apple.
So Apple is compared to the flea market. I love it.
It's Tuesday. Got to work on
the
Tuesday.
iPhones are the flea market of smartphones. I love it.
Yeah. No matter how many people are listening, they're like, that guy's an idiot. He doesn't know anything about iPhones. My iPhone's awesome. It's a flea market. I would say you're right.
But Android had that same technology 2 years ago. No, it.
It's funny. Anyway, I forget what we're talking about now. I'm caught up with the 81.8 billion and
just price increases across the board, just nonsense.
Apple TV. Gosh.
Yeah, Apple TV, Apple Arcade, Apple News Plus, and Apple One. Which I don't understand the Apple News Plus. What that whole deal is about? Because there's more than enough news going around on the internet that I don't see why you got to pay for a news subscription.
Right. Yeah. I assume people are, though.
Yeah, they wouldn't offer it if nobody was paying for it.
Yeah. Okay, any more to that story?
No.
Well, that's probably the quickest we've beat up Apple and gotten away from it.
Well, there's still plenty of time.
There's Apple number 2 coming, so I'm not too worried. I'm just saying. We breezed right through that Apple.
One round knockout.
Yeah. First round complete. All right, on to your second story, and T-Mobile.
Yes.
Took me a second.
T-Mobile there was another T-Mobile story though that.
Are you still T-Mobile?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless they keep on doing the nonsense that they was talking about last week or week before.
Uh-oh.
That's not this new story, but I'll cover it real quick. They was talking about. Here's how they was pitching it. They wasn't going to raise customers' rates,
right?
But they was going to change everybody's plan and give you different features at a different price.
A higher price?
Well, no, it just so happened, Justin. Yeah, it might have to be a higher price.
I was going to say, we're not raising rates, but you're going to pay more for this.
Yeah, but we're not raising rates. Yeah, we're not raising rates. No.
If you're on that old plan, it'd be the same. But you're no longer on that plan, so now it's raised.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that Western movie. It's a really long one, and I've never watched it. I've just heard clips over the years. I'm going to put this nicely, don't whiz down my back and tell me it's raining.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a big reference.
Yeah.
For a technology show. I'm just saying, we just went old school Western.
Yeah. I was like, that's basically what they're saying. Like, we're not going to raise your rates, but we're going to change the price. And it just so happens that number's going to be bigger.
And I'm only amazed by the Western reference because I really thought you were going with a different Western, like Josie Wales or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's from.
Is that what it's
Yeah,
from?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And then it did not seem like that was it.
yeah. That's the movie it came from. Yeah, I've never watched
Bloody
it. I've seen it.
brilliant.
Yeah.
I can't believe I nailed that one, but when you first said it, I was like, this has got to be a Clint Eastwood Western.
But yeah, as soon as I heard that, I was like, so you're not you're not increasing the rates, but you're going to change from a price.
Yeah.
For everybody across the board, and
Yeah.
it just so happens to be the numbers bigger.
Do you have a choice? Like, can you just stay with your old plan? Or
Yeah, I think there was some kind of opt-out deal, but then people started smelling it and going, something's not right, so I think they kind of backed off on that.
Yeah, because it gets hard for, I think, once you sign a contract, you're locked into that plan unless you want to change it.
Yeah.
And then they let you, because normally it's not advantageous to you to change your plan, but
Right,
because then you get hit with a higher rate.
right. But yeah, I just like, now wait a minute. I'm not very good at math, but this math ain't mathing.
I had one of those conversations the other day talking about math. Somebody said something. I was like, I don't know what math you're using, but I love it. Can I incorporate that into like my banking and how my credit card and stuff works? And they're like, what? I was like, yeah, I know your math doesn't add up, but I want some of it. I'm in.
Yeah.
And they were just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, your math, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, but somehow it works out for you. So I want it to work for me.
Yeah. Teach me the ways.
Yeah. They were upset.
Whoops.
I know. I was like, come on now. This math's good for everybody.
Yeah.
This math stinks. It is literally, like you said, slapping some lipstick on a pig.
Yeah.
I was like, but if I can massage this into my bank account,
Yeah. This
Yeah.
might work.
I'm not really going to add money, but I want the number to go up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Let's see some positive results without any work involved.
Yeah,
right?
Dave's not going to change anything on his spending plan or anything like that, or change his income, but somehow his bank account's going to get
goes
bigger.
up. Yeah, you know. You have poor results, but the end result looks really good.
Yeah.
I need that kind of math in my life, Joe. And nobody seems to be wanting to give it to me.
Well, apparently T-Mobile has heard of that math,
and they're
like,
making it work.
Yeah.
They have one of those brilliant people as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
I need one of those brilliant people.
Yeah, the bloody brilliant guy strikes again.
How to play it. Bloody brilliant.
Yeah, let's raise rates, but now we can't call it raising rates because everybody gets mad.
You know,
But let's just tell them we're changing the price.
somebody somewhere is going to hear this show and they're going to be like, wait a minute, I think I'm the bloody brilliant guy.
No, they're not that smart.
Well, they'll probably be proud of it. They'll be like, hey, you see the work I'm doing? These guys recognize.
Yeah. They recognize talent when they see it.
That's right. They know a good idea.
Yeah, I just picture this one guy like literally just making his rounds in Silicon Valley, hopping from tech company to tech company, and going, "Hey, I got an idea."
Yeah. You should see the success I brought to the last people.
Yeah.
This math works. It's my own special algorithm.
Yeah.
No, I can't explain it. No, it doesn't make sense, but it works.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it seems like when the rates go up, it's always give you a little, we're doing something really good. You're going to like this. We're going to give you some new features that you're going to love.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to love the fact that you're going to have less money than your bank account that you have to worry about.
It's raining. It's beautiful.
We're going to solve some problems for you. We're going to lighten the load in your bank account.
Yes.
You no longer have to carry that amount, right? We'll just fix it for you.
Do you have too much money in your bank account?
There you go.
We're here to help.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah. That ranks right up there. We're with from the government. We're from the government. We're here to help.
Oh, man. Okay. Anyway.
Now can we get back to business?
Where we get on that one, Justin? Come on. This one spiraled out.
Justin piled on
It
this.
started with Josie Wales and just went sideways. No more Western references.
Hey, but it was a good one, though,
I
right?
can be proud of you.
Would he?
Yeah.
I mean, it worked.
It worked excellently. That's not even probably a word, but it worked marvelously. There we go. Bloody brilliant.
All right, so back to the actual news story.
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile's going to shut down its Sync Up Pet service on November 10th. T-Mobile plans to shut the doors on its Sync Up Pets service on November 10th, according to the device's support page. After that, Sync Up Pets will no longer connect to T-Mobile's network to allow users to track their pets. In addition, any existing lines and related billing will be canceled. Internal documents obtained by the mobile report said users received a text message about the service's retirement starting October 27th. No action is required by the customer, but anyone with questions can call the carrier's 611 helpline. The mobile carrier Sync Up Pets device, which launched in 2020, could be attached to your pet's collar to track their location and provide you with directions to find them, monitor their activity, and light up to help spot them in the dark. Sync Up Pets' latest service discontinued by the carrier. Earlier this month, T-Mobile said it would shut down its antiquated 2G networks on April 2nd of the next year as it continues to transition users to its 4G and 5G networks. It's unclear if T-Mobile plans to create a new tool to track pets or make suggestions for replacement devices in the future. If you're a Sync Up Pets user in need of a new tracking method for your furry friend, Consumer Reports has compiled a complete list of GPS trackers to help you with that search.
I've never heard of anybody that has that service, but maybe people use it. Sync Up My Pet or whatever.
I was thinking of that, but I was like, well, we're in West Virginia.
Yeah, true.
I mean, if you're somewhere like a big city, San Francisco or something like that, you might need to track your pet.
Well, I know they make up a Sync Up for kids, like it's a kid's watch, like smartwatch, but I didn't know they had one for your dog.
Huh. But it doesn't matter now because it's out the window.
Yeah.
Crazy image to picture somebody with their phone and they've got maps pulled up and the destination is their pet and they're like, turn left, or like navigating to find your pet.
What if that pet's on the move?
Yeah.
You better hurry. You're 4 blocks down and not gaining.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the episode of The Office when Michael and Dwight are going down the road and the GPS says turn right, and Michael goes, "We gotta turn right here, it's a shortcut." And Dwight goes, "No, it's a lake," and he just drives right into the lake. I can see me doing that. "Hey, Fido's over there.
Yeah.
Turn right. No, don't turn right here yet." Shh.
Yeah, it's a swamp.
Yeah. I have to. I gotta save him.
Oh boy, Justin, see what he did.
I mean, a GPS tracker on your pet would be super helpful in the event that they totally ran off somewhere.
Right.
Might work a little better than
It would be nice.
posters on the telephone poles or whatever people do.
Well, my dog's got out of my fence a couple. Well, it's been 6 or 7 months ago, but
Mhm.
it's a pain in the butt. I had to drive around till I found him. Finally, somebody was sitting there holding him.
Going old school, just driving around.
Yeah. What do you do?
Well, I'm thinking that here in West Virginia, that sounds like a good service, but
Yeah.
as big of a gap as we have in cell phone coverage, it's kind of fruitless.
It'd be good if you're in like a city,
Yeah.
Charleston or Huntington,
Right.
Morgantown. But yeah, around here on these farmlands, gone.
Yeah.
That's like those coon dog trackers, where they go raccoon hunting and
Yeah.
I don't know what else they hunt, but you turn your dogs loose, you got one of those tracker antenna things. I know people back in the day, I remember they would run around with a little antenna thing trying to keep track of the dog and what direction they were going.
Yeah.
I never understood how that worked, but yeah.
It worked.
See people tramping all over the countryside after their dog. Anyway, all right, back to Apple number 3.
Well,
you guys want
Wait a minute, do you have more T-Mobile?
no, that was it.
Okay.
You guys
Apple
want
number
a
2.
positive story before the
Before
crappy
the
Apple
storm?
story?
Absolutely, sir.
Ooh, a positive.
All right. Broadband internet coming to Roane, Jackson, Calhoun, Clay, Braxton, Webster, Gilmer, and Nicholas. Big project, $23 million.
Yes,
Yeah.
I attended that
I know
event
a guy that
Friday.
goes to those meetings.
Yes, I attended that event
I
Friday.
guess CityNet is who they brought on to lay a bunch of fiber optic.
Yes.
17 million in like grants basically, and then 6 million from Roane County Economic Development.
Yes. So that project is slated to start first quarter next year,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to cover 8,000 homes. Now,
wow.
Right.
now this is going to be the first of many projects to come. There's a lot of money coming into the state for broadband expansion.
Yeah, it
So-
says somebody's quoted as saying we have 1.2 billion coming on top of funds. So in the future, I mean, the scale of the project, it's kind of crazy. $1 billion, is that what it takes to get
Yeah.
to get internet to everybody.
Yeah, because this is actually one of the good things that came out of COVID. This is that one of those projects that Senator Capito and Senator Manchin spearheaded when COVID started, and it sent everybody home, and the government said, you can work from home, and we're going, no we can't. And they said, yes you can. And we're going, no we can't. And Senator Capito and Senator Manchin said, no they can't. We're from West Virginia, we know they can't.
Yeah, just didn't internet services.
So there's roughly, in the state of West Virginia alone, about 300,000 homes that are unserved or underserved.
Yeah.
With broadband internet access. So this is,
We saw that with school kids,
yeah.
personally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Joe, you and Cena went around with A&M Digital Technologies, your business, and you put out hubs for us at Patch
Yes.
throughout the county for students to be able to log into internet and try to do their homework.
Yes.
Because it's just not available in the rural parts of our county.
Yeah, but luckily, CityNet has been able to get the ball rolling on this. As I said, first of many projects coming.
Nice. Yeah, it's crazy how much stuff's happening in West Virginia now. New Core's coming over into Mason County, and then they have another plant coming. Has something to do with loading the proper type of coal to New Core or whatever the fuel source they need.
Yeah.
And then they also announced the other day that they're putting in a big solar farm out in New Haven. So Mason
wow.
County's getting 3 big projects right here in a row. Bam, 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 bam.
Wow.
Yeah, so one of the first solar, I want to say co-op, but that's not right. Solar fields
Yes.
is coming into New Haven,
Nice.
which there's not a lot out in New Haven. They got a really nice school and they had a power plant and apparently some flat land. Here we go.
There you go.
West Virginia going solar.
Nice.
Wonder what the monthly rate will be for people once this high-speed fiber optic comes. Is there going to be any sort of
But
discount?
wait, there's more.
From what I've gathered, it's going to be competitive to what's your other Frontier, Optimum.
Sudden, or what is it, not Suddenlink?
It's Optimum now.
Optimum,
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be competitive, and I've heard nothing but good things about CityNet as a service carrier. So, and I actually met the owner Friday, Cena, and I talked to him for quite a while, and talking to some of his employees, like he's one of those, he doesn't sit in his office and do nothing. Like he's one of those, there's times that he's out right in the ditches with his crew, running line, fixing whatever. He's a very hard-working gentleman.
Hands-on, sounds like.
Yes.
And they have a lot of experience laying fiber optic?
Yes. They actually, CityNet's been around for over 20 years. They said when they first started, they was just a dial-up provider, and that's when I remember them as
Yeah,
a
I
dial-up.
remember that as well.
Yeah. But they've been a fiber carrier for, I think they're centrally located in like Buckhannon, that area.
Yeah.
That's where they're from, and they've been able to handle there for a long time, and then all this expansion opportunity has been able to come. So they're jumping in and taking off, hitting the ground running.
Nice. All right.
But it was funny. I kind of had a slight panic attack at the announcement that they had. You know, they wanted to do a big ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
Well, they had one of their service trucks there and had a big spool of fiber. And what did they use for the ribbon cutting? They pulled some of the fiber optic cable off and cut that. And I'm going, do y'all know how much that stuff costs?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, I'm trying not to have a panic attack. Of course, the owner, it was his idea. Of course, I mean, why wouldn't you use fiber optic
he's
cable?
laying 600,000 miles of it. So
Right. But I'm going,
buy it in bulk, Joe.
yeah. I'm going, that's the most expensive ribbon cutting I've ever been to.
What are you going to do with that part you cut? Can I take that to my house?
Yeah. Commissioner Randy White said that's the first time he's ever seen a fiber optic cable cut in Spencer and somebody didn't end up with a felony. It's like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Is that part of the big price tag? Is just the cost of the cable itself?
Yeah, fiber optic cable is very expensive. Give you a spitball idea. A few years ago, I tried to get a hold of have Suddenlink service out to our office, and you guys know where Conserve is.
Yeah.
So from Conserve to our office was 39,000.
Yeah.
That was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
To give you an idea how expensive that stuff is.
Price everything went up in COVID.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, and because it's just glass inside. That's what it is. There's no copper. It's all glass. So that it's very
Hard to make, very fragile, hard to keep from breaking.
yes.
Do you have any idea what the lifespan of a wire is? Like once they lay it, how long is it going to be good for?
It's I don't know the exact age of it, but it's supposed to last longer than copper because fiber optic lines. That's what they actually lay in those pipes at the bottom of the ocean. That the main internet trunk lines going from country to country are.
That is kind of mind blowing.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about there's fiber optic going across the ocean floor.
Yeah.
From one country, continent to another.
Yeah.
Who in the world thought that up?
Yeah.
We need to get some stuff across the ocean. Let's just lay some line. It'll be all right.
Well, at least some wire that's made out of glass.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, I can't fathom. I mean, how long does it take to sail across the ocean? Much less that much line.
Yeah. My uncle, he's working some fiber optic cable, and he said the crazy thing of it is he's ran it from building to building before, and he's like had one of the guys he works with in one building, and he'll be in the other, and he'll holler and say, "Hey, check the line," and like his buddy they had like a tester light, like a flashlight, and he'd be in the other building, and he would flick it on and off, and give maybe a second or two, and in that other building you'd see the light coming all the way, transmitting through the other end, and he said it's just mind blowing.
It's wild. I still can't get past how big do you think the fiber optic is that goes across the ocean floor? I mean, just ballpark. Size of a car?
Probably.
I mean, it's got to carry so much information.
Yeah.
Because you think, one of those little lines has to get light all the way across, all the way back.
Yeah.
But it's got to go all the way across first.
Yeah.
Which I know what you're saying is quick.
Yeah, but still.
But that's a long ways.
Yeah.
And then to have all the information that's transferred from continent to continent on a minute to minute basis, that's unfathomable to me.
Yes.
How that happens. I don't know. I'm old school. I mean, I'm turning 50 this year, and to see it all kind of start and happen and grow, it's amazing to me how much information gets processed.
Yeah, and so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I've been taking pictures of my kids' sporting events here for the last 5 or 6 years, and just the amount of information stored in a little SD card.
Yes.
Is incredible.
Yes.
And then what it really amazes me is when you delete. Like I deleted. Kel had his soccer game Saturday, so I finished editing and deleted those last night. It took a second. I just delete, boom, okay, gone.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you delete 339 photos in under a second?
Yeah.
I just,
I
I can't fathom it on this little tiny thin thing.
I don't know, Dave. I've seen people delete more a lot faster.
You'd be amazed what people could do.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm just saying how all that information. I mean, each pixel has information in it. And
Yeah.
you combine that with however many pixels per photo times 339, and then it's all gone like that.
Yeah.
It's just craziness.
This says you can send data across the Atlantic Ocean by undersea cable in 60 to 70 milliseconds. That's about 200,000 kilometers per second. But that's like peak. It said it could be slowed down by the more traffic on the network and stuff.
That's still crazy.
60 milliseconds to get from here to Europe.
Yeah, it's a screamer.
Everything's sped up though. I mean, you think about it. I ordered something on Amazon that's here in 2 days.
Yeah.
How's that happen? Because I know they're not storing the stuff we're ordering like in a hub in Huntington.
No. Like they have warehouses
working
all over the place.
Yeah, I just mean that you think about everybody that order, we order a ton of stuff for after school programs, across the board. We try to buy as much local as we can, but there are just some things you just can't get.
Right.
And we have to order it on, and Amazon's one of my favorites because it gets there.
Yeah.
And it gets there quick.
Yeah.
We ordered supplies for out at Gary, Darlene Norman, her program out there, and 3 days later it's there.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Yeah, Amazon's an interesting entity to
Well-
do a deep dive in.
And it's probably not fair to give credit to Amazon necessarily. I would say credit to like the UPS drivers,
Right.
all the people that do that work, and
Would
the people that sell to Amazon. Because I mean, I'm sure there's
Just
Third parties.
just their warehouses alone, being able to store away things the way they do.
Yeah.
Because they do a non-conventional way of storage. Like, I guess when they first started, they had like a book section, and then they had like everything had its own section.
right.
And then they figured out like if they just kind of just scatter everything across a shelf,
Well,
they save a lot more floor space.
really.
So like you may have like a book, a phone case, and a plunger, like side by side,
Mm-hmm.
instead of having all phone cases and all bathroom accessory. That you may be that's stuff may be sitting that close together, just right on top of each other.
So they save time by not categorizing it.
Yes, and floor space. Like they said, I don't remember how many square feet they saved in the warehouse, but it was like a crazy number.
Really?
Yeah, in square footage they saved by not categorizing their storage.
That seems wild.
Yeah.
But somebody somewhere figured it out, and it wasn't a bloody brilliant guy.
Exactly.
It doesn't seem like there's enough space. I can't imagine, because anything you could think of, basically, you can search on there.
Yeah.
Like, where are they keeping all this stuff? It's weird.
Well, I sell stuff on Amazon, and I've actually shipped stuff to them before to sell, and like I've shipped them like 4 of one item, and then they'll say, okay, when I put it in their system, they'll say, okay, they'll give me shipping labels like, okay, ship 3 of these to a warehouse in North Carolina, and then ship the 4th one to California.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird on how they somehow they figure out in their system.
Determine where it's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I'd love to see the network of how things work and get where they need to go. It just seems, I don't know, 3 days to get something from A to B in rural West Virginia just seems crazy to me.
Yes.
But
yes.
it happens
But
every day.
Well, and the even crazier thought is you get in like these bigger areas, you get it same day or with the Amazon delivery. Like Amazon has its own little delivery van that comes right to your door.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen those. I've seen them in Ohio. I've seen them in North Carolina.
Yeah, you start seeing more and more of those and the trucks, it seems like. Maybe.
Yeah. But I think it's one of those, they must be around one of their big warehouses or something, but it's just crazy to think like you can order from Amazon and get it the same day.
Hey Joe,
Yes, sir.
Amazon has our Fisher Price chatter phone with Bluetooth for grown-ups, $128.
Well, that's way overpriced because
Not for Justin and I. You buy it, we'll use it.
because it was $69.99.
We have conversations we need to have.
But why don't I see if I can 3D print you up one?
Thank you. With
That-
Bluetooth, come on, man.
That'll save us all a ton of money. Hey, you just don't know what you can find online.
This is true. Yeah, I mean, so we needed, I'm just going to give some examples here. We needed a 20-pack of kids' scissors to go to Work County.
Yeah.
Ordered, and it's there 5 days later.
Mm-hmm.
12 count of Elmer's glue, got there 4 days later. And this is all for arts and crafts class.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else we got. Yeah, I mean, Darlene needed a presentation board in front of Gary where she's doing all the presentations on the patch greenhouse out there
Mm-hmm.
and just, doing her thing. Awesome job out there by Darlene Norman and, one of those trifold felt boards that you put stuff on.
Yeah.
Ordered on the 19th and it was there by the 25th. Now, who stores that somewhere that they can get it there 4 days later?
Yeah.
I mean, just mind-blowing how fast
And
it is.
you go and you search, presentation board, and there's like 40 different choices.
Yeah,
so-
yeah, and it's not just one. Yeah.
Right, yeah. You got a lot of variety to choose from.
Man,
Yeah, any size and color you want.
I give up sometimes on, I want a pair of gloves, and then I'll read through, and one person has that review like, man, these are junk, and I'm like, well, I'm not getting those, and I
Yeah.
can't quite trust the star rating when I see
Yeah.
somebody have a bad experience with them. Like, oh, that'll be me.
Well, I always read the star reviews with a grain of salt because you know there's always that one knucklehead
Yeah.
that like, hey, I bought these gloves and then I tried to pull a log out of the fireplace while the fire was still going and it melted the glove in my hand. Well, you're a moron.
Yeah.
Yeah, those people are everywhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I blame batting helmets and seatbelts for that.
Batting helmets.
Think about it. When we started forcing people to wear batting helmets and wearing seatbelts, the moron count went up tremendously.
Forcing people.
Think about it. Hey, I got a case here, guys. I can.
You do. Bloody brilliant.
And he's one of them.
I survived. I wear my seatbelt every day. And I wear my helmet every day. Alright, we got way off topic here,
Yep.
Justin.
Yep.
Back to Apple. We're going to bash Apple.
Well, okay, so actually, this is some good news from Apple.
Apple number 2.
Okay.
You guys remember a few years ago when we covered the story about Apple taking obtaining the rights to the Charlie Brown holiday specials?
Yeah, and they start charging people to watch it.
Yeah. Well, Apple TV will stream the Charlie Brown specials for free to non-members of the Apple Plus TV or Apple TV Plus.
Nice of them.
So it's free to everybody?
Yes.
Very nice.
So
Greedy dogs.
here's how it's going to break down. To commemorate the 50th anniversary of a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, Apple TV will open a free window so everyone can stream the iconic cartoon special on October 18th and 19th. A Charlie Brown Christmas will be available from December 16th to 17th. If you're a paid member of Apple TV Plus, you can access those titles every day, so that's not going to slow you down any.
So we missed the one, right?
The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown
Yeah.
looks like it.
Dang it.
That's my favorite.
Sorry guys, you want to trick or treat tonight. I guess I had to go rent it on Amazon or something.
Yeah.
Justin, can I borrow your Joe Dirt costume?
Yeah.
No, he had Tiger King.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Huge difference.
Same hairstyle.
You're comparing apples to oranges, sir.
Yeah.
Justin, am I wrong?
I like
Yeah.
Joe Dirt though.
Oh, I do too. Don't get me
Joe
wrong.
Dirt looks like an angel compared to Tiger King.
Yes, we need to get Dave to watch Tiger
I
King.
am not. I don't go for reality TV, boys.
Oh no, this isn't reality TV. This is like
This is
just,
a portrait of a great man, a documentary.
yeah. This is a documentary, Dave. Like they didn't script nothing. They just turned the camera on. They didn't have to write anything.
Wow.
When you already have a circus going, and all you need is that peanut vendor,
Yeah,
why hire more acts? You hire the peanut vendor.
gotcha. Anyway, Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
It's Great Pumpkin.
Wonder why the limited window though.
I know that kind of stinks because if you can't watch it on those 2 days, you don't get to watch it at all.
I
Unless
would
you...
run it all the way up to Christmas would be nice of them, but
Well, good. Because, Justin, you know this. Because they're hemorrhaging money. That's why they had to raise the rates on.
81.8 billion is just not enough, Justin.
They had to raise the rates on everything to be able to handle these 4 days of free content.
yeah, makes sense now.
It's funny because this came up. You had talked about it on a previous show, like what happened to the Charlie Brown specials and who bought them and all that.
Yeah.
And I was at soccer, and one of my buddies was like, "Man, these people took off Charlie Brown, blah blah blah." I was like, "Wait a minute, you have an Apple phone, right?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Your people." He's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "We just talked about this on the technology show this week. Your
Mhm.
people took it. Apple took it, and now they want to charge you for this iconic cartoon."
What
Yeah.
he said.
He's like, "I don't believe you." I was
Look
like,
it up.
Oh, well, that's why I was like, I have faith in Joe.
You
My
wouldn't
guy
lie.
knows his stuff. And I was like, so keep in mind, it's not me saying this. I'm just
Yeah.
regurgitating information Joe said. And
Yeah.
I trust Joe. Like, I understand you don't want to trust me. I get it. But Joe? Anyway,
Oh, I feel a real responsibility. Dave stakes his reputation on me.
this is true on a weekly basis. That's we've had a lot of talks at soccer practices. The dads get around,
Yeah.
and I'll throw out Joe. Yeah, I bet there's probably like 8 soccer dads who are like, who in the world is this Joe guy?
Now it's Tuesday. Dave's gonna come in here with some facts. Throw at me. Get ready.
I know. He's like, I like it better when I can blame the socialists for Charlie Brown not being on TV.
Yeah.
Well, you probably do, but let's stick to the facts, Jack.
Yeah.
Because that's what he was saying. He's like, some communist people took over TV. What? Wait a minute, time out. Joe says.
Yeah. You
You're going to
paid
get
for
some
this.
hate email, Joe.
I had to get in line. They're about to get in line and take a number. A pack of lunch because it might be an all-day ordeal.
Yeah. Anyway.
So you guys ready for a product review?
You
Yeah.
betcha.
All
I heard
right.
this is a controversial one, too.
Yeah. Controversial as in this is one of the companies that I'm a dealer for represents. So we'll see how this works out.
All right.
So if I come in next week and report that I have one less company as a dealer, you'll know why.
All right, well, lay it on us. What are we reviewing today?
Today we're going to review the Ankermake M5 3D printer.
I noticed Justin and I did not get to try this out. You did not bring it in. You did not bring any cords in. So therefore, we just have to take your
Well,
word for it.
let's get into the review and you'll see why.
Justin.
Ankermake?
Ankermake, M-A-K-E.
Is that different than like the Anchor? They make chargers, right? Anchor?
No, they are owned by Anker.
Oh.
Okay.
Hence why I bought the product, because I'm a dealer for them, and Anker has a very high reputation on quality of cables. And
I like quality cables.
Yeah. How's their reputation on 3D printer?
well, let's
Let's
dive
get
in.
into that.
Spoiler alert! You heard my warning before I started.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull this puppy up. Anchor made.
Yeah, and it's the M5. They have two models out. They have the M5 and the M5C, but we're going to talk about the M5.
All right.
So let me throw some specs at you. So it can print up to 500 millimeters per second with precision 0.1 millimeter details. It does a 7x7 auto leveling. Has aluminum alloy structure. Has a built-in camera so you can watch your prints as they're printing to make sure everything's printing quality correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Your print bed or the print volume is a 235 by 235 by 250 millimeters. You can print from anywhere. You can download the Ankermake print app and you can monitor your prints as well as send print jobs from your phone anywhere. You don't have to be on your local network. When it comes to filament, you can print with PLA, PETG, TPU, and ABS.
Mm-hmm.
Your extruder temperature, where the filament comes through, it maxes out at 500 degrees Fahrenheit or 260 degrees Celsius. Now, I've not tried the full 260, but I can vouch that at 230 degrees, it gets a little warm on the skin. The heating plate temperature maxes out at 212 degrees or 100 degrees Celsius. You guys want to guess what the retail price on this 3D printer is?
Already looked. So,
Dave?
$3,000.
No.
$2,000.
Nope.
$1,000.
Nope.
Am I even going the right way?
Yeah.
Okay. $600.
$699.
I knew 3D printers were pretty expensive, but wow, that's not $700, really.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No.
So let me tell you, so I've had this printer for 2 months. So let me tell you how my 2 months has gone.
Oh boy.
The deal with 3D printers is every company that has one brags, hey, this is great, it's no problem, you can fix it yourself, and we'll provide you all the parts. Ankermake isn't quite there yet. Case in point, within the first few weeks of owning the printer, I was having trouble with one of my belts. So I went online to try to find belts. You can't find belts for the Ankermake printer. You can find some knockoffs, but I was like, I don't know if this will work or not.
Yeah.
So I reached out to Ankermake, and through a long email back and forth, they said, well, because you go on their website, and like they have some parts that you can order, but like you would think belts would be on the top of that list.
Yeah.
It's not. Like it's nowhere to be found. So they said, well, what we can do is if you PayPal us $7, we'll send you the belts that you need.
What?
Yeah. I'm going, you're all $1 billion corporation. This is how we work, is like you PayPal me money and I gamble it.
Well, and as a consumer, you'd think that they would have parts lined up, especially belts, because as I understand, those wear out fairly fast.
Yeah.
On a regular basis.
Yeah.
And B, what kind of shady backdoor deal is that?
Yeah. So I'm going.
Just put that in my own personal name, sir, and I'll take care of it.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going, well, I'm just, you know me, it's throwing red flags up right and left.
And it's almost one of those deals where what choice do you have?
Yeah, so I'm going, well, it's $7 and it's PayPal, so, the worst case scenario is if I don't get my belts within a reasonable amount of time, I'll just message PayPal and say, hey, go get my $7 back.
Yeah, luckily it's not that bad. $7.
Yeah, so I sent him the money, and about a week and a half later, I got my belts.
Huh.
So that did work. But the crazy thing of it is I had to email them, and the only time these people email you back is at like anywhere from 2:30 to 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So
And yeah, I carry weird hours, but like for some reason those are usually I'm always asleep right when they email.
Well, yeah. Still, PayPal? What is that about?
Yeah. Also, it gets even better. If you love that story, this one's going to knock
Well,
you
I
over.
still just can't get past, we order from some small businesses.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, our chicken doors.
Yeah.
We get automatic solar chicken doors that open daylight and dark. And that's a guy working out of his garage that makes these, but they're really good. He takes credit card.
Yeah.
And ships it to you out of his garage.
Yeah.
And this is a big corporation that's making massively technological things.
Yeah.
And they can't take credit card, you got PayPal them?
Well, you can't have it on the website. And I'm going, no, wait a minute. We're a small tech company, and we ship nationwide, and we have distributors set up that.
And you take credit card.
Yeah. And and you can see a picture of it on the website.
It seems super unprofessional to say, hey, just PayPal me. Was it a person or a business or what? PayPal?
No, it was Ankermake. I mean, it was.
They had their own PayPal.
Yeah.
That's super weird.
Yeah. So it gets even creepier. So when I sent the money, I got a confirmation, and it was sent to their parent company.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, well, this isn't Anchor, and I looked it up, and it's the company. It's one of them umbrella deals.
Yeah.
Like Meta, you have Meta, but Meta owns Facebook and Instagram and all that. So it's kind of one of those deals. I'm like, okay, so did they have an employee that's laundering money, and I just sent that employee $7 and I'm never going to get my belts, but I got my belts.
That would be funny if it was like a warehouse guy. He's like, hey, just hit this PayPal, I'll take care of you, buddy.
Yeah.
Sneaks a couple out in his pocket, mails them off, done and done.
Yeah.
Just made $7. Did you see that?
Now, is this the printer you've been using
Yes.
all this time that you've been talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Did the belt fix it?
Yes. Yeah. It fixed the issue that I was having.
Okay.
So fast forward to last week.
Oh boy.
I started up print, and all of a sudden, just this thing makes the last few weeks, it's gotten really weird. It was making this whining noise when it would print, whenever the bed would slide back and forth. And I just thought, well, maybe, I don't know, because truth be told, I didn't do my homework before I bought one.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, this is a good idea. These things are
Yeah.
pretty cool, so let me see what I can do with it. So I didn't do any homework. It's like, Ankermake, that's Anchor, they're a good product. It's got some really cool bells and whistles, so let's do this. I'll figure it out on my own. I have gotten a crash course in 3D printer maintenance very quickly.
YouTube is my best friend.
Yes. Well, granted, now Ankermake, they do have some pretty cool, they're kind of like iFixit. They give you manuals to fix any part on there.
Right.
Now, parts on the other hand is a whole other story. So anyway, back to my story. So last week, I get a text from Nick. Goes, hey, emergency, the printer's making a weird noise, and he sends me pictures.
It's bad news when you're like, hey, it's a weird noise. Let me show you a picture.
Yeah. He's like, I just shut it off. One of the wheels that was holding the belts had just snapped off.
Oh man.
I'm like, how? It's steel.
Nick, what did you do?
So I opened it up, and underneath the print bed, there's a motor.
Yeah.
And it has two shafts that come off, and each shaft has a wheel that the belt sits on, and it just runs that belt. That's all it does. Somehow that belt, that shaft had rubbed up against the frame. That's that squeaking I'd hear,
Yeah.
and it sheared it right off.
So, is that the same belt you changed?
No, that was the other side.
Gotcha.
So here we go again. Like, now I've had this thing up. I've got customers. I've got orders. I'm making money with this machine. Now I'm down.
Yeah, you were making money with it.
Yeah. Key was were. So I get a hold of so I'm like, I got to get a motor. And so I start jumping through Ankermake. I call the number. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this email nonsense. I'm calling. So I called them, and they said, yeah, now we up this to engineering, and they'll email you. So it's the same nonsense of email at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Because you need an engineer to tell you that the wheel snapped off.
Yeah, that I need a new motor. So I go online and look up the number that's stamped on the motor. There is one company in the entire internet that actually has those motors in stock.
Oh boy.
In Sweden.
Here we go.
Here we go.
$80 later, I get the motor yesterday.
Did you have to PayPal it?
No, it's an actual website. I did check out through PayPal, so then if they stole my credit card information, PayPal would get it back. But because I knew if I just used my credit card straight, like it would trigger. It would trigger it automatically. So in the process, I'm like, I'll get this motor, I'll at least get it back up and going, at least get caught up on my projects until Ankermake decides to figure out what they're going to do. So long story short, I tell them what I need. I need a new motor. I send them pictures of what I need. You know what their solution is? You guys will love this.
I'm afraid to ask.
Send us your machine back and we'll send you a new unit. I'm like,
although, new unit.
Yeah. But I'm like, are you serious? That's the bit. Like, I need a $30 motor. That's all I need. So in my investigative work yesterday, using Ankermake's own manuals to replace the motor, I figured out the problem. On their website, on their manual, they show you how to replace the motor. The motor that they use in the diagrams, the shafts are longer and it's supposed to have 2 mounting brackets that hold that motor in place so the motor doesn't flex and bend.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what they didn't do?
Put the motor with long enough chassis to have mounting brackets.
Bingo. So those wheels are just floating.
Send it back, get you a new one.
And the motor I ordered from Sweden is the same exact thing. So it wasn't like a one-time fluke. Like, yeah, the motor that they're showing on the website versus the motor that they're shipping these machines aren't the same.
Joseph.
Wow. Uncovered an expose on the M5.
Yeah.
Send it back, get a new one.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
Well, that and I really had to do a lot of convincing, but I convinced Cena so I could buy a second machine.
No, listen, this is a good deal.
Yeah.
Have you seen what Apple's doing lately? This is a way better deal than Apple.
But this new machine I've got coming, it should be here Thursday. It's made by Bamboo Labs, which is apparently like, after doing my actual homework that I should have done to begin with.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It's actually like the premier company of 3D printers.
Uh-huh.
And they actually have parts.
Nice.
Like all the parts.
A good parts list is always a good thing.
Yeah, like you can buy the control panel that has the screen and the buttons. Like you can literally buy everything but the chassis. I'm like, why? I know why, but it's like, I wish I'd known about this sooner. Like been like an adult and did my homework.
Yeah.
Where are those made? Bamboo Labs.
It's shipping out of Canada.
Well, is this a normal product review? Like, you gonna do pros and cons, or you just?
Oh yeah. I'm doing pros and cons.
Okay.
Yeah, this is our standard.
I almost felt like we were at this point, and it was to be continued.
Yeah. No. So the pros, the ease of use. Now, granted, once I got the machine out of the box, it wasn't too bad to assemble. Actually, for me, it was really easy to assemble because Nick assembled it for me. Like, he got excited.
Everybody needs a Nick.
Yeah, like, I was out on the road, and he texted me, like, printer's in. I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm going to go ahead and... So I got back to the office, and, like, he already had it all, all sprawled out across the office floor, putting it together. I'm like, well, this is easy.
Yeah.
How does that compare to, like, an IKEA bookshelf in complexity of assembly?
Not bad.
That same?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not.
Did you have trouble with your IKEA bookshelf?
No, that's just kind of the cliche people say. They're like, you can't understand these IKEA things. Like, I think you just have to like take some time and really read the instructions.
Right.
Because people get halfway through and they're like, I used the wrong screw, and that now I have these leftover screws that don't work, and yeah.
And the bookshelf's leaning to the right.
Seems a little wobbly, Captain.
Yeah, so the ease of use, I mean, between the app on the phone and the control panel on the printer, I mean, it, for a complete, absolute 100% novice, and this is where the reason I did this is, one, I make poor life decisions, and two, like, I didn't want to pre-educate myself and go, well, yeah, I know how to run this. Like, I don't want to be like the average consumer. I don't know what I'm getting. I'm just buying a printer. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And for somebody that has had zero knowledge in computer-aided drafting software, I figured it out, and it's pretty neat.
Yeah. I like where you're going with this because, hey, I know now that I'm the average consumer because I do not read directions. I do hope for the best, and I usually have screws left over that don't fit.
Well, luckily we had no screws left over, but
I'm just happy that's average.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Very common experience. I think.
Feeling good about myself now.
The next pro is the quality of prints. I mean, the stuff I have made in the 2 months I've had it has just been phenomenal. Like I made Cena's birthday present out of it. She loves lighthouses, so I printed her. Of course, I had to print in pieces, but I printed her about a 3-foot tall
Nice.
lighthouse with an actual light inside, and that's pretty cool stuff with it. And so the next one is auto leveling. If you own a 3D printer, this is a must-do. And I'm the type of, I'm not going to sit and fight with that machine anymore, and I have to. And then one of the big deals is you always have to make sure that thing's level. So it actually has auto leveling capability where you just push a button, wait 10 minutes, and it levels itself. And the next pro is that touchscreen. That little touchscreen panel, that thing has been the berries for me. Like if I'm doing a print and it finishes and I want to print it again, literally I just push a button to reprint. I don't have to go back to my computer and do anything. I can do it right from that control panel.
Nice.
Now on to the cons.
Oh boy, here we go.
Real quick, have you ever pulled up your phone and monitored a job
Constantly.
just to see how it's going
Yep.
remotely? That's
Yep.
a pretty cool feature.
Yeah.
And then from there, if it was screwing up, you could hit stop.
Yep.
How often does it screw up?
Not a lot, but buddy, when it does, it. So last month I was doing a project for my sister, and I'd set it, and I set my settings real low as far as the speed goes, so it would take all night to print. I wouldn't have to worry about it. I got up the next morning and got these alerts on my phone, like, your printer's running hotter than normal. And I'm like, what? There was a big glob of filament that had got stuck to the print head, and it didn't have the sensors to shut itself off. Like, it just kept printing. So, like, it had this big brown booger. And by this point, it had printed so many layers, like, the outside had cooled down and hardened, so it was like trying to fool with concrete.
Yeah.
So I was literally taking all day. I took a hair dryer and had to get it hot enough for it to flex, and yeah, it was an all-day ordeal. It was a mess. It's like, well, that's real good. That, you know, that could have potentially been a fire hazard. That's real safe.
Yeah.
Next con, not enough sensors. So when you feed your filament in, there's a sensor that if it snaps off or you hit the end of your reel, it'll tell you. But there's no sensor at the, what they call the extruder, where the filament comes out.
Like the nozzle?
Yeah, the nozzle. There's no sensor there, so like I've had it get stuck where it feeds in and not snap off, and it's just still printing. So the nozzle just sitting there running in midair and nothing's coming out of it. Like, well, why don't you put one there? I mean,
Yeah, it sounds like that with the first Fiasco you talked about where it had the stuff all balled up.
Yeah.
That'd be key.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like where the rubber meets the road, the nozzle to
Yeah, the print bed. Yeah.
Yeah, the print bed.
Yeah. So I mean, at $699, you would think that, you know, they could probably afford another nickel sensor in there.
Yeah.
The Bamboo Lab's going to have a sensor at the
Both ends.
out. Yeah.
In and out. Yep.
On the business end.
Yep.
All right.
The next con, the app their app for PC is very unstable. Like, so that's where I do a lot of my work is and making my designs and stuff like that. I use the PC app because I go in there and I can adjust the size and I can send it to the printer. Depending on the size of the project, like, so there's times like the app just locks up and shuts off. Like,
You've had enough time here. We're done.
yeah, like I was trying to print off, buddy.
Don't worry, you'll get an email between 2:30 and 5:30 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah. So a buddy of mine, his grandma passed away, and I was wanting to make his mom and her sisters. We can make these really cool light boxes out of lithophane, where you stick a light inside and it looks like the actual picture. I've got pictures I'll show you guys after the show. But those things take like 18 to 20 hours to do.
Oh man.
And so I was trying to load the file in there to send to the printer, and like it would get so far that just crash. It gets so far, and I spent like an hour on it. So then I had to take it and go to Nick's computer and do it, and send it just fine. Like, what's the deal? Like, we're running the exact same version. I mean, they're just annoying.
Yeah.
So they need to.
Sounds like Nick got a new job.
Yeah, yeah. That next con is lack of parts availability. I mean,
Oh, that's major.
yeah. I mean,
Because you know, people using this for a business, they're going to use the crap out of it, and when you can't get parts,
Yeah.
it's frustrating. Which you know.
yeah. Which and one of the thing is about these machines is everybody knows is you can get any part for this machine, and then, well, maybe. And the last con is just the lack of communication. Like, you've got to do this silly email tag back and forth, and they don't respond till in the middle of the night. And yes, I run weird hours, but
Yeah.
come on now.
Okay.
So that concludes my rant, rave, preach, review, whatever you want to call it, on the Ankermake M5 3D printer.
This is a tough one, Justin. I don't know. Joe's all over the place here. I don't know how many stars this is going to get out of the Joe 1 to 5
Yeah,
star
it's like-
review.
When it works, it's knocking it out of the park, but some serious cons. So, when you're printing, are there any projects where you have to like print for a while and then rotate the thing, or does it just sit there until it's done and then you pick it up and it's done?
Well, it depends. So, like if you're wanting to print multi-colors, like this thing can only do one color at a time. So the stuff I'm doing, if I'm doing something that's multiple colors, like I go into software and see where it changes. So then I have to actually pause it manually, go change my filament, and then tell it to start back up again.
Okay.
Okay, that's another con. So they're supposed to be making a machine that gives you the multicolor capability where it'll change the colors automatically. They first said it was supposed to come out in December. They just backlogged it. They said for the third time until March or April next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I see what you're saying, Justin. If you had an object that was somehow needed to be rotated to attach another part to it, but I think the program figures that out though, right? Like without rotating?
Yeah.
I can't even think of something that would need to be rotated to be
Well,
printed
actually,
that
you can actually rotate it in the software before you send it to the print. Like let's say you're going to print this bottle, and like you're going, well, I'd much rather have it laid down like this to print. Like you can tell the software to lay it down before you actually hit print.
Okay.
So like, yeah, I just went on their website. Like this little octopus guy, it can do all that just
In place. Yep.
an egg holder. That's what you need, Dave.
Do I really?
Yeah. It does all that in place. So you just click print and just sit and wait.
Yeah, just the little legs, tentacles of the octopus. I'm like, man, how did print those on there at the sides like that? But
Because it does it in layers.
that makes sense.
Why do you need an egg holder for one egg?
Yeah, that's weird.
It
But
must be like what do you call it, eggs Benedict or no? Is that what it is? Where they have half an egg kind of running and you
with
pop the top
yeah,
off?
I don't know what that is.
I think so.
That's a European deal.
Or,
Bloody brilliant.
is that a poached?
British.
No, that's not poached. Yes.
Yeah, it's poached. There you go. Anyway. All right, well, Joe, I'm going to say
Poker face.
yeah, I know. You didn't give me any hints. I'm going to say 2.5 stars. Middle of the road.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think I'm gonna go 3 just because the quality's so good and been getting some very favorable reactions from people that you're making gifts for and all sorts of stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Big
I gotta
headaches.
say the belt thing, the whole PayPal fiasco is going to drive it down a
Yeah.
little bit below average just because. And he's already ordered another one and it's different.
I think you're right.
So that's why I'm saying it's a negative.
What sort of price difference are we talking between Anker and Bamboo?
About the same price for the machine. Now, I did pay an extra $349 for the multicolor add-on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about the same. But if just the bare machine's about the same price.
All right. Well, in your 5-star review, Joe, where's this one fall?
A 2-star.
2. Ooh,
Oh,
I said
man.
2.5. Justin, you said 3.
Yep, you win again.
Well, I don't know that we either won on that one because I was not expecting a 2. Because I agree with you. He printed some. Yeah. Joe, you're really stoked about your pictures and the different
Yeah.
variety of projects you could do.
Yeah.
And man, to hammer a 2.
Well,
Ooh, mama.
Well, and I'm flirting with a do not buy sticker on this one.
No way.
Yeah. And it's a simple fact of the parts.
Well, let me ask you this though.
Okay.
Do you think if it was just like an average person, not doing business necessarily, but printing their own stuff for fun, and they wouldn't use it as much, do you think it would be okay?
Might
No,
be more of a
because-
headache for them.
Yeah, because eventually
That's right.
the parts are going to wear out. Here's my chief complaint
Yeah.
is the part availability. Like when I started actually sitting down, being an adult and researching this, and like looking at their competitors, and like you can go
Yeah.
on any of the other competitors' websites and literally order any part for any machine they sell. I'm going.
Well, how long have you had it?
2 months.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. It burned up a motor shaft and a belt within 2 months. Never mind.
Yeah.
2-star. Yep, I agree. Yeah, I got
And
that.
yeah, and just the fact that it appears that they're not even like shipping it correctly according to what their manual says it should look like.
Yeah, the diagrams online aren't the same,
Numbers are different.
and they can't even ship me a motor for a warranty claim. Like I had to ship the whole machine back just for a $30 motor.
Yeah, and after 2 months, that's rough. You had 2 major issues.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I look forward to hearing about the bamboo one.
Oh, yeah, me too. I'm excited.
Yeah, and multicolor.
Yes.
That's going to open up a lot of new
So-
avenues for you.
Yes.
You'll still utilize the Anker just for single color jobs and
Yes. Yeah,
doing
yeah.
prints when
I have a feeling this is going to go on Joe's shelf for sale cheap.
No, actually, I'm going to keep it. Well, the new one. Once I get the new one in, yeah, I'm going to keep it up as a backup.
Hey, can Justin borrow it?
Once the new one comes in, why you sure?
Okay, there you go, Justin.
all right.
Justin,
Or
give-
actually, I
give
can
a little
see,
product review.
actually I can download the app on your guys' phone, and you can just send your print jobs remotely, and just stop on the way home from work and pick them up.
Yeah, I just got to figure out what I want to print.
Joe, you've seen me use my phone. I'm pretty sure this is a ruse, Justin. He's like, yeah, just do it from your phone. He knows I can't do that.
But you can't say I didn't offer.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole ruse part of this. It took me a second to catch on. I was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. Wait a minute, I can't do that. I can't spell that. What are you talking about? Justin might figure that one out though. He's pretty savage. Me, on the other hand, you're safe. I will not be printing anything from my phone that I'm aware of. Unless I can talk Justin into doing it for me.
Yeah. Hey, Justin, could you do me a favor?
You know what'd be cool, Justin? Figure this out. Then order us both something. Then we just sit around all day watching something print.
But yeah.
Check it out, made another lap.
But Cena's already asked me to print out business card holders for her office.
And is that something you can download the plans
Yeah.
for, the specs? Are those free online?
It all depends. Like, there's all kinds of cool free stuff online that you can download, and there's some stuff that you got to pay for.
Mhm.
But I mean, even that's not like crazy. Like, so I had a customer that they do face paint. Like, the lady has a professional face painting business, and she was wanting some kind of stampers. And she's like, "Can you do any kind of stamp?" So I found like a design online. She's like, "Yeah, print me off one of those and try it." So I printed up and shipped it to her, and like the file was like $2, but I got like 6 different designs out of it. So it wasn't any crazy.
Nothing major. So when does your new one come in?
Thursday.
Ooh, just in time for the holidays. So this is my shameless plug for A&M Digital Technologies. 3D printing for Christmas right around the corner.
Yes, and on our website, check out our website and look up 3D under our 3D printed objects. We've got some those picture boxes that I was talking about.
Yeah.
They are amazing. I'll show you the
Yeah,
guys
that looks
picture.
so cool. You showed us last time.
Did I show you?
Yeah. When you're just starting them.
Yeah, with
Awesome.
that we did our wedding photos on. Yeah, it's a game changer.
Justin, figure out how to do this from your phone and start printing, man.
So the lighthouse, you printed it in parts. Then did you like super glue it together? Or
Yeah,
what?
yeah. It all set together, but I Gorilla Glued it because I know how we operate in our house.
Well, you know, when you got a young one, stuff gets touched and handled.
Yes, and it took about 3 hours for one of those pieces to already get snapped off.
Yep, been there. All right, well, Joe, if anybody has any questions, you talked about Apple TV today, T-Mobile, and then Apple again, and then a product review of the 3D printer, and we talked about some of the services you offer with that. If anybody needs to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltech.com. Be sure to follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok at AM Digital Tech. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast Help Desk with Joe and Dave. We're on all the major platforms, and all of our episodes are hosted by Spotify Podcasts.
Yeah, we switched. So if anybody needs to get a hold of Nick and just, ask him about the day, the weather, or anything else, what number is that, Justin?
927-3588.
There we go. All right. Well, A&M Digital Technology is sponsoring all our stuff here at Patch. And I believe you had to pick up a laptop to work on today. Is that right? Or
No, I was bringing it back.
bringing one back. Okay. I saw you with a laptop. I wasn't sure it was coming or going because we have a lot of computers that need worked on. So for anything behind the scenes that goes on with computer-wise, Joe's our guy, A&M Digital Technologies. So make sure you do your shopping local. We got tons of wonderful stores here local to Spencer, West Virginia and Roane County. And A&M Digital Technology, just one of them. So we'll be back next week for another show. We're closing in on 150, boys.
We are.
Two more shows and it'll be 150. So I like it.
All right.
And if anybody needs anything, A&M Digital Technologies. And again, if you just need a happy, sunshiny voice, call Nick. 5388. Yeah, why not?
3588.
Whatever.
I don't know who you're getting hold of at 5388.
Somebody, they'll probably be happy. The Roane County folks are happy. We've got to work with them. They'll probably talk to you. They'll be like, hey, what's going on? Hey, man, what's happening? Anyway, all right, we'll be back next week. Thank you, gentlemen, for a great show. And we look forward to everybody as we roll into the fall holidays here. Having a good time.